We're talking with Cheryl Corriveau about her book, The Tangled Web. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Let's start. Just talk a little bit about this book and kind of give us a synopsis or an overview of it.
Well, The Tangled Web is totally fiction. And I had fun writing it. I wrote a book before this, The Demanding River, and it was based on actual events. And it was very hard to write coming from my viewpoint. But The Tangled Web is totally fiction. I had fun writing it. It's about the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, the government, and how crooked they are and what they did. But it's all fiction. I gotta keep telling you that's fiction, because usually when I tell somebody that and I say those words, they said, "That's not that is more true than you know." So, but it is all fiction. And really, a quick synopsis. Uh, the lead character, or the main character, or in the book, her husband dies. And in the process of moving back to Charleston, South Carolina from Jacksonville, Florida, she finds the name and number of a long ago lover. So she decides that she would try and find him. She did find that he was a CIA agent and that he's missing in action. So she was an FBI agent for years before she got married. So she re-enlisted into the FBI. And then she goes down that rabbit hole, chasing him around the world to find out if he actually is deceased or not. And I take you through all the divisions of the FBI. There are terrorist attacks. There is full gunfire. There is, and I just take you around the world. There's Iceland, and I tell you about Iceland. There's Berlin. There's the Cayman Islands and how money is put in the Cayman Islands to avoid IRS. It was a fun book to write. I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell you really enjoyed that. And what was the process like? How long did it take you to get this book written?
It took me 6 months.
Okay.
The Demanding River took me 3 years. The Tangled Web took me six months, and like I said, it was fun to write. I enjoyed the research part of it.
Yeah. Well, and now you have it. And one of the questions I want to ask you is because you've released it as an audiobook, it's available obviously as a paperback and ebook, but now you've also released it as an audiobook. And one of the things I always love to talk about is when you do that, you got to pick a narrator, you got to pick somebody to read the story. So talk us through what that process was like and kind of how you landed on the person you did to read your book and narrate it.
Well, Audiobook Network is who published or who did the audiobooks for me. They sent me 3 names for each book and had me listen to them and asked me to choose one. And if I didn't find anyone out of those 3, then they would send me another 3. But I was very lucky with them. The first 3 they sent me for the Tangled Web, there was a gentleman in that list that was absolutely awesome. And people tell me that they love his voice. He had fun with it. He put inflection in his voice. He laughed during it. He was excellent. The one that did the Demanding River, with same thing, 3 women, and the woman that I chose sounds exactly like me. I was shocked when I heard her voice. So, of course, I chose her. But the process was real easy. I didn't have to go beyond the three that they initially sent me for both books.
Yeah.
I
Well,
did tell them that I wanted a woman to do the Tangled Web, and I wanted a man to do the Tangled Web and a woman to do the Demanding River.
yeah, which makes sense of how you kind of the perspective that the books are written from. Absolutely. Well, as we're winding up our time talking about your book, The Tangled Web, anything else you want to share with our audience?
You can find the book everywhere, so support me.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's available online through Amazon, through Barnes and Noble, through iTunes on the book apps, other major retailers. It's available in whatever format, especially wanting to highlight that it's available on Audible and through the audiobook network, because so many people nowadays want to be able to listen to the book and consume, read that way. So thanks again for joining us, Cheryl, and talking about your books.
Thank you for having me. Have
Have
a
a great,
great day.
you too.